everybody. It's been a minute, 5 to 6 months, I think, since I had the time, energy, and motivation to do a video. So here we are. I am tired. I am very, very tired, but I want to get in the habit of making videos more regularly. And that's one of my goals for the last 6 months of the year. So I am doing the tag created by Simon from the Hermit's Cave, Tarot Decks for Life. So it's the 10 decks that will never leave your collection. And I did some Oracle, which was difficult because there were other tarot decks I would have loved to have included, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so I have 2 honorable mentions, so let's get started. 2 honorable mentions. I know I'm probably cheating. And this is just, it's a Rider-Waite-Smith that I got on Etsy. I don't know the name of it. I'm not sure it has a name, but I love it. I mean, the backs I hate, but it's really bright and rich in color. And so it's my favorite. I have multiple Rider-Waite-Smith decks, and I just could not find one that really, really sang to me. That was like, oh, this is for me. This is for me. And considering I have an inner goth, in me, you'd think I would go for one more muted. But no, I don't know. This one, the richness, the boldness of the colors, I just love. So yeah, so that is the Rider-Waite-Smith in this very bright, bold, rich Etsy deck with these backs. Okay, so the next honorable mention that won't leave my collection is my deck, the Star Rune Oracle. Like, why not? Why would it leave my collection? So this is my Oracle deck. It's based on the Elder Futhark. And yeah, this is my one and only copy that I have for myself. I just gave away my other copy to a friend who's been having a really hard time with life. It just keeps sort of kicking him when he's down. And so I thought, you know what? I'm being, because I was like, who am I going to give this deck to? Who should I send it to? Is there someone I should give it to? And I was like, no, I need to give it to him. And he was very appreciative. So, yeah, I spent a long time. This is digital collage. So it's not just like a picture slapped on. It's a lot of NASA photography mixed in with photography that's fair use. Yeah, so this is the Star Rune Oracle. So that is honorable mention number 2. Okay, let's get started. Okay, what deck should I do first? Okay, let's do the one with the most nostalgia, good nostalgia. I have to say I don't have a lot of good nostalgia, to be honest, right now in my life. Looking back on the past, like the far past and everything, just has a lot of weight to it, and not in a good way. But this is the Honasa House. The box is destroyed. Don't know how that happened. The Honasa House Tarot, and this is the last deck my mom ever bought me before she passed away. So this has like some deeper meaning to it. It has some deeper emotions behind it. And so I don't use it a ton, just because it's precious to me. I don't want to destroy it. I don't want to damage it. I already somehow damaged the box. But I probably should start using it just so I can connect with the deck, instead of just having it up on a shelf. But I love it. I love the artwork. I think it's absolutely stunning, gorgeous artwork. I love her skill and her talent and her style of art. Yeah, I don't even know what mediums she uses, to be honest. I don't know if it's both drawn and then digitally enhanced, don't know. But yeah, so the Honasa House Tarot is deck number 1. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna make a mess here. Okay, deck number 2. It is. We all recognize this deck, you know. It's the Tarot Vampires. It's out of print now, and I etched mine in red, and I love it. I love the deck. I love the book. I love just how, you know, slightly, you know, cheesy it is. You know, very 90s goth vamp, which was me. I went through a grunge phase and I went through a goth vamp phase when I was a teenager. So this speaks to my inner, you know, angsty teenager. You know, the one that was obsessed with Interview with the Vampire, went to see it over and over and over again at the theater. Along with The Crow. I saw that multiple times in the theater. So that there's sort of like a Crow energy to this as well. And yeah, so Tarot Vampires. That is deck number 2 that will not leave my collection. It's just, it just has a special place in my heart, and plus it's out of print. Okay, that was deck number 2. Deck number 3. Tarot de Napoleon. Now, anyone that knows me, if you're new to my channel, you won't know this, but I am obsessed with Napoleon, Napoleon Bonaparte, Josephine Bonaparte, the Napoleonic era, and France in general. My husband, this is the first deck he ever bought me, and it was probably my most expensive deck as well, which is unfortunate because these are the pips. These are the minors. That's what the minors look like. Not cool. Not cool. But it's about Napoleon, and I actually have a walkthrough of the deck on my channel that goes through who all these people are, because they're actual historical figures, and yeah, they each have a meaning. So there's Josephine. So yeah, I love it just because of, you know, I'm a Napoleon geek. I don't read with it. I don't want to damage it. This is like a collector's deck for me, which is like maybe the only collector's deck I actually have. The only deck that I got specifically to sit on my shelf, and that is this. So that is deck number 3. Deck number 3. Okay, deck number 4. Tarot de Saint Croix. Tarot de Saint Croix. Tarot Saint Croix. You know, it depends on who you ask, how you pronounce it. The French way is Tarot de Saint Croix. And I don't know if that's how the creator pronounces her last name or not. I do not know. But this is another deck my husband bought me. And he bought this right before we went on a little camping trip, glamping. We stayed in a yurt at a Viking longhouse. And this is the deck I brought with me. And so when I use this deck, it just magically transports me back to then, to that experience, that feeling, just being out in the woods. You know, sun goes down, pure blackness. And you have to use a flashlight to get across the lawn to other areas, and to get to like the outhouse and what have you. And yeah, and so we did like axe throwing, and there was a huge party going on in the longhouse. We weren't in the longhouse, we were in the yurt. Very loud. It kept us up all night. But still an experience. And I love the yurt, and I love this deck. I love the artwork. And it's not my usual art style. Like there's a very freeness to this art style. A little, I don't want to say messy, because that sounds negative. But it's just not as exact as, like classic art, So, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I just think it's so creative and so well done. And yeah. And some of the cards have unique meanings, like slightly different meanings, which I'm still sadly can't retain. That's sad. I should really probably keep this deck out and just like force myself to learn it. But I have a horrible memory. Horrible, horrible memory. But okay, next deck. So that was deck 1, 2, 3, 4. So deck number 5. We are on, and this is the first Oracle deck I'm showing, and I think I'm only showing 2 Oracle decks. Well, other than mine. The Magic of You Oracle. It's funny, like a lot of these are attached to a specific experience that I had, and this is attached to a very specific experience. I was actually in Cleveland. We went away on a mini vacation just for the weekend up to Cleveland. And we went to the witchcraft shop that's up there. And I bought this deck there. But it's also really attached to a very sad and tragic event that happened in Tarot Tube Land. I don't think I'll go into the specifics of it. I think I've mentioned it before in another video. I might have deleted that video, actually, to be honest. But I love this deck. I think it's very deep. I think it's very emotive. It's very it really pulls me in a way that that's unique. It's just the art, the photography, because it's like digital altered photography, and I just think that it's gorgeous. There's just something about it that just really moves me and makes me stop and stare and think about the card's meaning. So yeah, that is the Magic of You Oracle. And okay, that's deck number 6. Deck number 7, the Cult of Weimar Tarot. Why this one? Well, it's great. It's cool. The art, it's like old, 1930s, 1920s, 30s photography from Germany. If you're not familiar, the Weimar Republic was the period before Nazis came into power. So there's the Weimar Republic, and then there was Nazi Germany. And the Weimar Republic was very ahead of its time, very progressive. It was it was the first place and time when there was a research facility dedicated to transgender experiences and identity. It was campy, it was over the top, it was very gender bending. And so, yeah, this is probably my only queer deck. Like, I'm queer, but I don't tend to really gravitate to any of the queer decks out there that I've seen. But I love this one. And yeah, so this is the Weimar Cult of Weimar Tarot. And yeah, I think it's really charming. It's a charming deck. And it just makes me think of, the good times before they turn bad, if you know what I mean. Okay, next deck. I lost count. But the next one is the Super Lunaris. This is the deck that I most often use to read for other people. I have all these decks, and inevitably I grab either the Rider-Waite-Smith that I showed at the beginning or this deck. I think with the modern imagery and the collage work, and I think a lot of people, it just really catches a lot of people's imaginations. It's this deck that's most often going to get people talking, to get them seeing things in the card and be like, oh, that reminds me of, you know, XYZ. This makes me think of this. So yeah, lots of associations that this deck seems to motivate and inspire. And I just think it's really well done. Not the perfect deck, no, but it's very diverse in, you know, races, sizes, ages, and I love that. So and it's just a great deck for young people as well, like college age people that I read for. They seem to really like this deck. Yeah, and I like this deck. Let's be honest. I read it because I like it, and it really gets me talking. It gets, you know, the juices flowing in a way that a lot of other decks don't. And I'm just very comfortable with it. It's a Rider-Waite-Smith, mostly clone. And so, yeah, it's the Super Lunaris. Yes, love this deck. Love it, love it, love it. There's the backs. And this is like the second or third edition. I did have the first one, which is what came in the box. And this is a later edition that I stuck in the box. I like the Empress better in this one than the old one. Next one is the Textured Tarot. I think I'm getting down to the bone. I think this is 8. I think this is 8. So the Textured Tarot. Okay, let's be honest. The cardstock is shite. Utter shite. It is so thick. It's like cardboard. I don't care. I don't care because I love the artwork. I love the collages. I love the colors. I love the imagery. So this one gets me thinking for myself too. It like gets me reading intuitively. I'll use this for myself or on YouTube. I will read for people on YouTube with this. And I will sometimes read some of the cards slightly differently than the Rider-Waite-Smith because of the imagery. But I think it's a gorgeous deck. I think it's so well done. It's beautiful. It's emotive and just very original. And she came out with like a new version, a new cardstock, but she changed like a ton of the artwork. Don't like it. Not a fan. I love the original. I don't know why she changed them because the original with artwork was perfect. So yeah, the Textured Tarot. This will not leave my collection. And the next two, 9 and 10, I guess I'll show together because they look so well together. So that's the Tarot of the Huntress and the Oraculum Oracle. So we got Tarot of the Huntress, their backs. And yeah, I think this is one of my few classic art decks. I do have the Noisy Museum, which is sort of like a collage of classic art. I love that deck. Love it, love it, love it. That would have been on my list if I could do 11 or 12, to be honest. But this is beautiful, beautiful art. I think the creator did a wonderful job curating the art. Don't ask me the name of the creator. I don't remember. I don't know if it's on the box. Nope, it's not on the box. Okay. But what's there to say? Like, most people know this deck. You know, the Tarot of the Huntress is based on Artemis. And I missed out on the Persephone's Garden, the first one. Wasn't really fond of the Chthonic one. But I love this one. This really caught my attention. And it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's not going to leave my collection. And the one that I have started pairing with, this is one of my new, I think this is one of my 2 newest decks. I just went to New Orleans last month, and this is one of the decks that I got while in New Orleans, the Oraculum. It's a round deck. I swore I would be like, I will never get a round deck. I hate round decks. I have 3 of them now. I'm like, how'd that happen? But it has, it's really hard to see just because of the lighting, but there's words in the white. But the art choices are beautiful. And they're like collage-y. I love collage. And it's just beautiful. And I think it pairs well with the Tarot of the Huntress. If you can think of another deck that would pair better with this, let me know. Because right now, Tarot of the Huntress is the best deck that I have that could pair with this. But like this one says, parting. And at the bottom, it says release, shift, evolution. So there'll be like one theme word at the top and then 3 keywords at the bottom. A lot of people haven't heard of this deck, but I highly recommend it. I think it's beautiful. Yeah, it's stunning. Even though it's round, it's a wonderful deck. So yeah, that's the Oraculum. That will not leave my collection. And I think that's it. I think I did 10 plus 2 honorable mentions. And I did it under a half hour. Go me. Okay, so what's next for my channel? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just sort of flying by the seat of my pants. I hope to do some Ramble in the Woods like I used to do. I'm percolating some ideas for that. I'll try to do some other videos. I have been on other people's channels doing readings. Maybe I'll brave doing readings on my channel by myself. Never have done that. Maybe I should do that as an act of, courage, just to challenge myself. But yeah, stick around. I hope I reappear again, more regularly. But thank you for watching if you've seen this to the end. And I will see you around. Bye-bye.